As you know, in 1994, in the class, my classroom was over there. We sit in the circle. We have a small chairs for everyone. The student was around 20 to 30 for every day, but only one teacher. Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm standing in front of a pagoda. Yes, it is a pagoda. This is Wat Ko Pagoda. Wat Ko Pagoda is in Wat Ko Commune, Wat Ko Village, Battambang District, and Battambang Province. This is in Cambodia. In 1994, when I was 5 years old, and this is my first place to study, I started the community preschool in the pagoda, and this is where I was born. My parents were living here, and we have 5 siblings, only me that was a boy. Today, I would like to share my real life story with you, how I started learning here, and what education means to me and what education means to my life until now. You may know that in 1994 in Cambodia there were a lot of students that we were from a very poor community. So my name is Prakosol. My first name is Kosol and my surname is Prak. I am Cambodian, so it means that I am from Cambodia. This channel is called Real Life in Cambodia. So I make this channel to share you about my real life, my education, culture, and personal experience from my country, from Cambodia. Education, culture, and personal experience from my country is very wide, very big, and I would like to share to all of you so that we can learn from each other about that. I'm sorry, this is not for tourism, but this is for real life. In Cambodia, especially in the past, many children started learning at pagodas. You know why it was in pagoda? Because after the Khmer rules in 1979, there were many buildings, pagodas, schools, markets, and almost everywhere was broken by the Pol Pot regimes. It was a very broken hard time for us in Cambodia. I was not in the Khmer Rouge regime, but my parents were. They told me my parents' house was destroyed, broken, was destroyed, everything, and they could not stay even in their house. They could not stay even in the cottage. They could not eat even the food they dry by the hand. So they could not they could not do everything, even it was their personal property. Yeah. So this time is not about talking about the Khmer Rouge time, but maybe later. So in Cambodia, especially in the past, many children started learning at pagodas. Pagodas were not only religious location. Pagodas also the place for education. Yeah. Discipline and also for value of our culture, value of our tradition, and value for our education. And here I started, as I told you at the moment, I started my first class in the pagoda. So I will show you where my class is. My class is until now here in here. It is not made new. It keep the same. So I will give you pictures of my class and where it is and how it look like. Okay, let's go. Yeah, this is my school. I come here. Yeah, so let's go. Sula Puttika Patham Saksa Sahakung Putta Bodhisattva Sang. Yes, this is a school that from constructed by these community people who believe in the Buddhism. So this is very nice. It's still very nice. When I come here, I still remember my memory reminds me about what was happened when it was in 1994. I miss this so much. And inside there is the classroom, but it's no more class because in Cambodia there are many schools. There are many schools that the government constructed for the students, and we have no more people who study in the pagoda as animals. You know, in here, when I came here in 1994, my parents, especially my mom, who took me to school by one bicycle. We have a bicycle in 1994, and we come here by bicycle, and around here there are many children. And in 1994, it's not quite like this. There are many children. I have many friends. I remember their names like Wat, Ma, Thea, Sowan, Panya, Bupa, Thierry, Neri, Chantal, Rajana, Vanara. Yes, yeah, I have many friends. And on the left hand, there are a lot of playground that we play together. And in the class, what we learn how to sit properly, how to pray for the monks properly, how to talk to the teachers, and the other disciplines about eating, and we learn how to clean our teeth, and what we should play properly, and we play not harmful to the other children. And we play and we learn how to sing a song. We call Sachinik in Khmer, but in English we could say clean every time. Sachinik, Sachinik, យើងកុំភ្លេចត្រូវសម្អាតកាយមុនពេលគេងពេលញ៉ាំបាយសម្អាតកាយមុនទៅសាលាសម្អាតកាយមុនទៅសាលា Yes, this song many children, all of the children who study from the preschool, we learn that song. This song is about cleaning every time. ស្អាតជានិច្ចយើងកុំភ្លេច Yeah, it means that clean every time. You never forget to clean your hand. You have to never forget to clean your hand before you eating, before you sleep. You clean before you go to bed at night. You clean, so we clean every time. So let's now look at around inside of my classroom. Wow. Okay, look at the inside. Yes, it is very much different from the 1994. There are many things in here. Tables. Yeah. Whiteboard. As you know, in 1994, in the class, my classroom was over there. We sit in the circle. We have a small chairs for everyone. The student was around 20 to 30 for every day, but only one teacher. The teacher, she was a female. She was a volunteer from our community. Yeah, and the parents, the parents raised the money every month to support the teacher, because at that time the teacher was a volunteer and she did not receive the money from the government. Later the government paid them because of the motivation. So I remember in the inside they are not the same like this. Before it was my classroom over there. We sit around of many children and we have two classes. One class is over there and one class is over there. But right now it's very different, you see, because from 1994 to the 2025 and today more is 2026. So yeah, everything is changed. It's normal. But here, what I remember about my first place here is the playground. We go to see the playground. Yeah. At the time, at the back of my side, it is the playground. We have a lot of many things to play with our children, our friends. We play with our friends over there, and this is the window that sometimes, you know, I came across this window when the teacher told that, hey everyone, do not do that. So everyone look around to each other and we stop. So it was children. Yeah, it was children. So next, I will share about what was the education like in the 1990s, especially in 1994 when I first started I grew up in the 1990s. I was born in 1989, January on the 7th, and life in Cambodia was not easy at that time. Many families were poor, and many other families were very poor. The electricity was not available in many places, including my village. We were using the candlelight to study at home. In the daytime, we study at school, but at night, we use the candlelight to study at home. At night, I started using the candlelight and oil lamp. You know oil lamp? Yeah, I will show you in this picture. Oil lamp, we call oil lamp. But my parents always encouraged me to study hard. Even we did not have everything at that time in the 1994. And my parents always encouraged me and told me that education is your hope. Education is your life. And education is your future. I still remember these three tips. Education is for hope, education is for future, and education is for life. And so education is today for myself. Education is for myself today. So today I came back again to the pagoda. I feel very grateful. I feel very happy. I feel very excited to be here again, because this is my first place. This is the first place of my life to study. This place reminds me a lot that learning does not need to be luxury. It does not need to be perfect. But education is the small point that we start from everything and from everywhere. But the education, it really needs discipline, patience, and encouragement. What I mean from education need more encouragement? Who encourage to the students? Who encourage to me to study hard? Especially when I was a small boy. You know, 5 years old, it's like this. 5 years old. When I started, it was 5 years old. So yeah, if no one could encourage me, I did not know how to start learning. I did not know how to start reading. I did not know writing. Yeah. So my parents was the first factors to encourage me beside the teacher. We studied with the teacher only 3 to 4 hours in the morning, but in the afternoon at night, I was living with my parents at my home. We have an ancient and very old house in our village, and we came here around 1 or 2 kilometers only. But at that time, we were using a bicycle to come here. It was not easy. Yeah, it was not easy. So I also have some message to the student around the world, to the student in Cambodia especially, and to the student who are living in developing country as Cambodia. To students who are watching this video, to the students who are hearing this video, I don't know, maybe today, tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, after you click for describe this video, you will hear many more about Cambodia. So the first message to children, please value education. Yeah, value education, please. You have to value education. No matter where you come from, but education is where you are. And only education that is the change for your life. Only education that change for your life. Without education, for me, I can say without education, without knowledge, without everything. So we need first for is education, and education for the early grade is the most important. Thank you very much for your time to watch this first video in my channel Real Life in Cambodia, and please click like, comment if you like it, and subscribe for the video so that you can see the video for myself. Also you can see the video from Cambodia later, and please tell me where you are watching from. Bye bye.